Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. October 29th, your date, starting right at 6 o'clock. That might be a first for this year. Go us. Here to talk about what happened last week. Blanchard's first loss on the season to Tuttle, 28-7. It is the first loss for Blanchard since last year non-district game against Piedmont at Piedmont.
Week 2.
And it was the break of a 2-game win streak versus Tuttle going back 2 years. So, Coach, first things first, how are you doing?
Good.
It's a little bit of a different feel this week, maybe, just as far as it's been
a
while since
we haven't talked about this in a while. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an adjustment, but,
yeah.
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Keep rolling on, right?
We'll adapt and move on from there. So we'll see what happens.
Let's talk about immediately after the game against Tuttle last Friday. Just kind of take the viewers, the listeners into the locker room. What was kind of your message? I mean, it's a kind of a new area for them too. I mean, it's been a while since this team has lost a football game. So just kind of what was the message in the locker room? What was the feel in the locker room after that loss on Friday?
Well, there's obviously disappointment on everybody's behalf. I think everybody was disappointed we lost that game. It was, we felt like it. I think both of them. I think we've always felt like we got a chance to win the game when we go in there. I don't think either side feels like we're not going to win.
Yeah.
We can't win this game. I think we felt like we could win the game. We knew we had to play well. We knew they had to execute. We couldn't go over there and not play well and win the game. And when you really think about it, if you really look back on it, I mean, it really kind of hurt at that time. It felt bad at that time.
Yeah.
But in the whole scheme of things, it wasn't as bad as you thought. Mm-hmm. You take and we say, I know it's coach speak, and we say these things all the time. There's about 4 or 5 plays in a game of that magnitude that are going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And you change those plays around, and it's a totally different outcome.
Right.
And, they were the ones this time that got to hit the big plays.
Yep.
And we were the ones that missed. And we had our chances and we had our opportunities. We didn't get it done, and we didn't execute it on there.
Specifically, where did those shortcomings come from? I mean, where did they originate?
Yeah.
Was it just singular plays, like you said, or do you think a bigger aspect?
Well,
was
you
it?
give some credit to them for putting the pressure on us.
Of course,
they put the pressure on us and force us to execute, and we don't quite do it. It's little things. It wasn't glaring. It wasn't just some big giant thing.
Yeah.
They're just little glaring. They're just little things that, that you look into a ball game. You even go back to, last year's state championship game with Wagner.
Yep.
We kind of mess up on the coverage. You got a guy going down the middle of the field. Well, the ball tips off his fingers. Well, what if he catches that and scores? What's the game like? Changes the complexion of the game. What if he underthrows, McAdoo on that touchdown pass about a yard, and Cork's able to make that play.
Yeah.
Because he's not that far behind him. But, those things like that change the outcomes of the game. What if we kick the ball half a yard further on the punt and
there is no return?
I mean, he steps in the end zone, but, he really steps in the end zone then, and then they blow it dead. It's a touchback.
Right.
And so it's not a 99-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of, those little things. We miss a couple open receivers. We drop a couple balls that we probably could have caught that make a difference.
Yep.
We get I'd say a questionable spot on a play at the goal line.
Yeah.
I thought we made it to the 3 and got knocked back to the 4. They spotted at the 4.
Yep.
Instead of being 1st and goal at the 3, it's 4th and 1 at the 4.
Yep.
And then we fumble the snap.
Right.
And so if it's 1st and goal at the 3 and we fumble the snap, we recover it, line up, and let's go play again.
Yeah.
Next play. But if we could have gotten in the end zone right there before half and make it a 14-7 game, all we could sit back and go, hey, look, they had a big long pass play where we had a chance to sack quarterback. He got out, made a good play, made a great throw, and they scored. Another player, just like I told you when we talked about it last week, they got players.
Yeah.
Their players make plays. Their player made a play. And, if you take those 2 plays away from the first half, there wasn't anything else they did.
Yeah.
And so those two plays put us in a 14-point hole.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard to recover from them. They're a very good football team, very good on defense. They don't give up very many big plays.
Yeah.
You know, we had a couple opportunities, but we didn't make it happen. But, you know, I think for the most part, you know, I thought we played with them. We were able to, you know, put up a lot of yards. We had more, not more rushing, but we had more total offense yards than they did. We had more first downs than they did. So, you know, there's some positives to be taken out of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you eliminate 3 big plays, that touchdown pass, that punt return, and then another big pass play that set up another score. You know, it's a different football game.
Absolutely. Talk about the seniors specifically, just how they've handled things, how they have been in practice this week. I mean, how have they really handled their business moving forward?
Well, I think, I mean, you take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And you say, all right, here's the things that a very good football team maybe expose this or expose that. Or it goes back to show you these are the things that we've talked about all year long about finishing plays or about a step here or a step there or get my head inside instead of outside or, you know, those little things like that are the things that stick out when you play a very good football team like Tuttle.
Yeah.
Those things make a difference. Those things become a factor. And because we haven't really been exposed yet in that capacity, we really got an opportunity to look at it and see it on film and see this is what we're talking about. It's a play here. Well, this play, that guy misses a block. Well, the next play we get that fixed and then the next guy misses. You know, it's one here or one there, and those are the differences between, you know, big plays and bad plays. And so I think our guys get an opportunity to see that. It goes, oh, yeah, this is what we need to work on. Oh, yeah, this is what we need to improve on. Oh, yeah, we do need to get better at that because that'll win you football. We can win football games. We can't win championships.
Right.
And we've got to fix those things to win championships.
Yeah. We'll get to clips here in a second. Just want to get to some programming things from Week 8, I believe. Any injuries outside of Heffernan after the conclusion of that game? Anything in practice? Everyone looking okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
I know you kind of get to the later part of the year, and everyone's probably have something.
This time of the year, you got guys that's got something. You know,
Yeah.
there's guys that we're kind of setting out and letting them nurse some things. You know, we've got some bumps and bruises here or there. I don't really think we have anything that says this guy couldn't play Friday.
Right.
Other than Heffernan and Rinkin, those guys are still out. But I don't think we have anything that says, hey, these guys can't play.
Yeah.
Now, whether they play Friday or not, yet to be determined. But you know, I think it's those things that we can kind of hopefully we can take a little bit of time to get some guys healed.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
heal up for a stretch run.
I know you've probably seen some of the scores around 4A that happened last week. It was kind of a big week as far as big games, but also maybe some surprising outcomes that people didn't really necessarily anticipate. Ada goes out and upsets Broken Bow. Wagner goes out and absolutely spanks undefeated Grove at the time, 53-0. Clinton barely gets by a one-win team in Cash, 30-24. Sallisaw goes out and barely beats Poto 14-7. Then Miami, I think the one that's most surprising to me, Miami, I guess I should say, goes out and beats Cushing 31-14. Any of those scores really stick out as far as notable?
Well, the Miami Cushing game,
you
know, really kind of surprised me, and I don't know. You know, I don't know.
This is from like a score watcher. I mean, haven't seen a second of film or anything.
I don't know what's going on, you know, at Cushing or what happened in that game. You know,
Right.
I know they played Wagner tough for the most part of the game. I think Wagner pulled it out late on them, but you know, I really kind of felt like they probably were the second best team in that district.
Yeah.
It really kind of looks like Miami's the next best team.
Yeah. Believe the Shield Knight kid for Wagner also got injured.
Yeah, and
ending.
He got injured. He got he broke his fib just kind of like Hef did. So
Crazy.
At this point in the time, you're not going to recover really in time to play anymore the rest of the year. So he's out for the year. So that's a devastating loss for them. You I don't know how much it slows them down.
Right.
They've kind of been on a roll, but
Right.
I was kind of surprised with that, and I was really I wasn't shocked by the Ada Broken Bow
Okay.
scored game, but I was kind of surprised at 8 1. But I thought Broken Bow was on a roll and would do pretty good. But Ada had a bad loss in there to Ardmore.
Yeah. There are 3 losses, I believe.
That's a big game for them, but that was kind of a bad loss for them, I thought.
Yeah.
But they seem to have rebounded. So those were really the only major surprises. I mean, the Poto Salsal game was a overtime,
Right.
knockdown, drag out,
As you expect.
So, yeah, and I mean, so that was pretty big a rivalry game there. So
Let's get to some clips, shall we? Got 14, I believe, of the night.
we managed to string
Yeah?
together 14 every
Okay.
week. I'm trying to
Was
string
it a-
together 14 every week.
I was
'cause
about
it's
to say.
14.
I like the consistency.
14's the number, man, because
Yeah.
it's 14 games. I mean,
That's
you gotta-
right.
You got to win 14 games.
I
So
like
let's
that.
have 14 highlights.
I love
So
that
let's
consistency.
do it that way.
Let's see where we start with side of the field wise. Okay, we're strong with defense.
Yeah, we got.
Feel
yeah.
like that's
I
maybe
know,
a
and
surprising
it's a big
start.
surprise. And, well, when you score 7 points, you don't
Fair
have
enough.
just a whole lot of highlights. But I thought our defense did good. We, right there, we stack them up right there in a big short yardage play to force a punt. So, we had to. We felt like we had to make some slight adjustments with our defense with what we did to cover up their 2 outside receivers. It was just mismatches
Yeah.
for our corners, and I thought we did a good job in that. Game plan wise, we gave them the opportunity to run the football some, but I thought our guys really played well. We were in a bind a couple times, but I think through our guys' effort and the way they played, we overcame that a lot.
I think second
And,
half looked a lot better.
And really
overall.
kind of shut some things down that,
Yeah.
that they were doing run wise. And I thought we really did a good job in the run game. Probably their last series, if they drove down the field, that was probably where we needed to do something and make some adjustments. But for the most part, I thought we did what we wanted to do. Let's just say that, because their 2 big receivers didn't have much.
Yeah. Clip 2.
We're going to live on the defensive side again
Okay.
on that. So
Fine with me.
We'll roll that
Let's
for
go.
a while on that. We'll sneak some offense in there here in a minute, though. But another big play right here. We get we got good coverage on him, and that was kind of our deal right there. If we can force him to throw the ball, or if we can force him to hold the ball, we felt like we get there and we get a great rush from Cole off the edge, kind of getting our nickel package. He comes in, just kind of blows through the running back. That was a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
Running back trying to block him, he just kind of blows through him and then gets a sack right there.
Felt like you all, we're back there pretty, as much as you wanted to, but sometimes, he just makes a really good play.
opportunities that we had to force him to hold the ball,
Yeah.
we were able to get some pressure. Even the play right after that, which is a touchdown play.
Yeah.
We got pressure. We were pressuring with 3 that time, and he was able to step up. And he stepped up underneath our defensive end rush and then was able to kind of get it off before we could rally up to him.
Yeah.
And so he was able to make that throw, and as a result, it was a big play.
Clip 3.
Now let's run some offense.
Okay. All right.
We'll mix a little O in there. One of the things we had to do is make some adjustments to what they were doing, and this was just kind of a we liked our one-on-one matchup.
Yeah.
We got our one-on-one matchup. He's in great coverage. We're getting a little bit of pressure on HUD, but, that's our first read, try to get that ball vertical, and we got it vertical. They did a good job of covering it, but, look at Corey go up and just takes it away. We feel the physicality of our guys on the edge.
It's about as good as a throw as you can get with someone in your face as well.
We got a lot of pressure right there. We didn't do a very good job on the edge on our sprint out stuff. And we really tried to get out of the pocket on some things, and they were just too much off the edge. We should have probably stayed in the pocket a little bit more.
Clip 4.
That was one thing. We talked about field position. I thought
Yeah.
we did a pretty good job all night long of keeping them bottled up in their end of the field and trying to force them to go the distance. And I think it was hard for both teams, but. This is one of their little plays they run here, but, man, what a great job by Brayson Carter right there. Just great fit, great job of running the alley, avoiding the block. They kind of got us numbers-wise right there because it's kind of an overset for them that we really hadn't seen, and they kind of mix it up right there, and they get enough bodies over there. But, once again, I was talking about how our guys play.
Yep.
And through our effort and the way we get to the football, we're able to shut that down, even though we're really outnumbered, and they got us outnumbered and outflanked right there. But
a lot of speed for this Blanchard defense, but also just the recognition of being able
yeah,
to see what's actually happening before it happens.
Just a heady play right there by Brayson of seeing that and being able to avoid the block and go make a play.
Clip 5.
We end up making a play basically on the same play, which it may be this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to be this one again. Same basic play that they're running. This time they get Brayson blocked, but this time we get Gage out there.
Yep.
And then we got Vic off the edge. So this time we got, it's the same thing. We still got guys running to the ball. We're kind of outflanked again a little bit. And, they get Brayson blocked that time, but Gage does a great job of running out there. And
sells it out, too.
Dives
for
so
it.
we did a good job of getting to the football right there and shutting that down. So they've had a lot of success with that play in most of their games, but I thought our guys played that really well.
Clip 6.
This was one of our, another big play for us down there deep. They're trying to get the ball down in there, but man, once again, our guys, the way they played it, we played this really good. We got guys in the gaps they belong to. Guys are fighting blocks. We're stuffing things up over there. We're making it hard for them to run the football. We're doing it with limited personnel this time, just because we had to kind of spread out for their
account for everyone
for their wide receivers. But when you spread out that far and then our guys do what they do right there and we're able to shut down and run like that, that's critical into what we were doing as a whole game plan.
Clip 7.
Keep riding that defensive train.
Absolutely.
Right,
they deserve some love.
It's been a lot of offensive highlights, but just a great break right there. We're kind of soft in that area, but when we can get away with that because we got Brayson playing right there, because he can close that down a lot more than most, and so we're able to play off like that and able to kind of give them that. You want to throw it in there. We're going to let Brayson go make a play right here, and he does. So
right when he sees the turn,
makes a big break on the ball right there, and that was one of the things that they did a lot, and I've had a lot of success throwing, and when one's on your team, you can do some things like that. We allowed him to make some plays.
Clip 8.
We'll get a little offense in on this. So we were backed up right here. This was after a sack, so this was right before half. This is when we put that drive to get down there, but HUD did a great job of hanging in there, staying in the pocket. They ran a good blitz right there that we couldn't pick up. But he stood in there. We got Brayson clearing things out and Court coming in underneath it, and so we put a good shot on that right there and a good throw, and we almost get a first down right there, and then we got it close enough that we were able to get them to jump off sides on the next play, and
good play too. Pulls the middleman, gives him enough room to
give him a little window to throw it in there, and we stick it in there and take a shot as we throw it.
In traffic,
we hung in there and made a good throw, so. And then got them to jump offside, kept that drive alive. So we probably got some more clips on this drive to getting the ball down the field right there. In fact, this is probably a play or two right after that throw right there that we come back to. They've really been kind of giving us a lot of pressure off the edge, and so their numbers are over there on the multiple receiver side. So we come back to the single side and sneak Nate out into the flat over there, and they don't really have anybody to count for him now because they're bringing that backer off the edge over there. So they're leaving that flat open over there with that guy coming down inside. And as much as we run the ball down inside, the backer's got to kind of respect that and freeze on that ride right there and play run, and then he gets out on them. So
great play,
big play, and big job moving the chains and get the ball down in their territory and keep that drive alive. We're trying to get that touchdown before half to really make that an interesting game.
Right. Clip 10. Okay, so start of the third right here. Quarter.
So we're back in the third quarter
on
this deal. And then I think this is kind of basic, same concept. same play, except we come back to the multiple receiver side. Now they jump him,
Bite
and then
on
we
it.
get Carter underneath.
Yeah.
And we make a good throw to Bryson right there. He makes a bunch of guys miss, and then we get the ball up the field for about a 20-yard gain right there. So, just kind of a little wrinkle. The last time we did it to the single side. This time we did it to multiple side. Now they're jumping the tight end, and then we can
Both of
sneak
them
Bryson in behind them. So,
Yeah.
a little confusion on their part on coverage.
Clip 11.
Got another good drive going. I mean, we're driving down into their territory again, and we make a good throw here to Cole on that. That's
Double
just
move.
he's just hard to. I mean, it's just hard for those guys to cover.
Yep.
I mean, he's too big and physical, and if you want to put so they're trying to rob him underneath, so we're going to get him fake that hitch, get that guy to bite. See that guy bites. Now we got him one-on-one with a mismatch, and so we just throw it up and let him go get it. Shoot,
Someone's on his backside.
He's going to
Good
make
luck.
that catch. That guy's not getting that. He's not going to make a play on him. He's going to pin him off, and he's going to go up and make that play.
Clip
And,
12.
So that got us. This drive got us down there, down to the goal line. We put in a little special wildcat
That was,
formation with
that was a
Corrick
fun
right
little
here.
wrinkle.
We block it like terrible. It's horrible. We horribly block that. We got too many leaks, and
Good on
but
Corrick.
Corrick does a great job of getting it in on his own. And then we miss that block there, and he runs through that and runs through another and just kind of powers his way into the end zone. That's why we put him back there, so get a little bit more physicality out of somebody. And so he punches it in. So, now it's a 21-7 game, so we can make it interesting.
Yep.
Back to defensive highlights. The one thing we didn't do in this game, which, I think it's probably all balances out after last year's game, but another just a great move right there again by Cole, coming off the edge, and we get in our nickel package and we get him in the game, and we put him off the edge, and he's a mismatch for most tackles. And if they try to block him with a back, it ain't happening. But a good spin move comes off, gets the quarterback wrapped up, gets another big sack right there.
He doesn't need a whole lot of leverage either. We've seen some
No.
tackles that don't look like tackles that end up being tackles
Yeah.
from him.
And that's we didn't create any turnovers in this game, and
Right.
that was a big factor in this game.
Yeah.
We lost that turnover battle 3-0, so
Clip 14.
all kind of bounces out after last year's turnover fest.
Right. Yeah. Last one. Offense.
Back on the offensive side, and just another
Thread the needle.
just threaded the needle right there. That Noah jumped in. Cole was cramping up, and I mean that's a good thing about it. Is you got Cole's cramping up, so it's Noah, you go in, Hud, you go out there and play wide receiver, and Noah comes in cold off the bench, and we can stick him up there on his first throw, and he zings one right in there in a big gap right there for a big gain up to Corrick up inside. So what a great throw coming off, just running out there cold off the bench.
Yeah. I think it culminates exactly what you said at the beginning of the broadcast. A lot of times you guys were doing the right stuff on offense, just couldn't end up punching it
Yeah,
in.
we just couldn't get into the end zone, and we didn't execute some things in those situations in the red zone very well.
Yeah.
And we had a couple plays we ran back to back when Noah was in there late, and we were running our midline option stuff.
Yeah.
And we got it the first time, but we blocked the wrong guy.
Yep.
And so the other guy makes the tackle. And then it's like, dude, that is there. I mean,
Yeah.
with what they're in defensively, that's there. So we come back and run it again, and now we've got it, and we got Noah getting ready to go to the zone, and there's nobody there. He's getting ready to go, and we just miss a block
Yep.
enough that a guy gets off and makes the tackle on Noah before he gets through there, or he's going to the end zone. There's nobody going to stop him.
Yeah.
And it's just those things like that, just a little bit of execution errors that you've got to be better in when you play people like them that are very good and they put pressure on you. And if we execute those things a little bit better and a little more crisp, then
Could be a different story.
who knows what the game
Absolutely.
situation is.
Who you got for me this week?
We'll go with Cole. Big
Oh, we
guy.
get our
Yeah,
juniors.
so
We
we're
get our
we're
first set of
rolling
juniors.
out of the senior crew and into junior guys with Cole and Reston Vickery,
Okay.
and we'll let you chat with those two.
Cool. We'll go Cole first, then Reston, then we'll fold them back in for some situational football trivia. We are at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro, just like we are every single week for this season. Big shout out to 10 Arrows for hosting us each and every week. They are currently doing the 10 Arrows Coaches Show special, $14, full sandwich, chips, cookie, and a drink. $12 for a chicken salad sandwich, chips, cookie, and drink. Full menu will also be served all night. So if those two specials don't sound appetizing to you, they have their full menu going for the every hour that we do this. We're going to roll out of segment 1 here. We're going to be with Cole Watkins, the first junior interview of the year. Right after this, you are watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second segment of the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Rolling into our player interviews, we're going to do Cole Watson, Reston Vickery, then we're going to shuffle both of those guys back and do some football trivia as we have been doing each and every week. Cole, first things first, hello, welcome. As you told me before the start of the segment, we actually did this last year, but it was very, very further into last year. So hopefully we can be in that same place again. I guess we should start off with this. I've been wrong sometimes this year. You're a junior.
Yeah.
You're a wide receiver.
Yeah.
You're a linebacker.
Yep.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. First things first. We're going to talk football, then we're going to talk some non-football, then we're going to shuffle Reston in here, and then we'll have you both back in. So let's start with what was last week. Since you played two positions, we will be going offensive and defensive. We'll start with the wide receivers. Just tell a little bit about, Tuttle's defense, what you were expecting in that game, and then how do you think the wide receiving unit did as a whole last Friday?
Played pretty good. Had a couple drop balls and big moments that probably should have caught and would have made a big difference in the game. But, overall – How did
Tuttle's corner, secondary, how did those guys stack up versus the rest of the field that you played so far?
They got athletes. They're little short guys out the edge that we had a mismatch on.
Yeah.
But we had the matchup, but it didn't really work out, obviously.
Yeah? Okay, well, let's switch it over. Let's talk about Tuttle's offense versus, what your linebackers were going up against, right?
Yeah.
How do you think the linebacking unit did? And what were you expecting from that Tuttle offense?
Linebackers did pretty good. Dropped a guy out to go to safety, so had a lot more responsibilities and did an all right job.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Okay. Let's go Medill then. Obviously, drastically different game as opposed to what was last Friday. What are we expecting from Medill's offense, receiving-wise, versus your, defense versus their offense? What are they doing a whole lot? Is it a run heavy? Is it pass heavy? What are we expecting from Medill's offense?
They don't got a wide variety of plays. They just
keep it simple.
They keep it simple.
Okay.
But they run a lot of corners.
Okay.
It'll be.
Is it going to be a busy night for you?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So they do run the ball more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a little 50-50?
Yeah, it's probably 50-50.
Okay. Well, let's turn. What should you be expecting as a receiver for Medill's defense? What are they pushing out? Is it going to be a very productive night for the wide receivers?
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be every night.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. So I obviously interviewed you last year as a sophomore.
Yeah.
First upperclassman year in football. What's been the biggest difference for you this year, just as far as maybe new responsibilities you're having to take on in that larger role? Just anything that's new from this year compared to last year?
Yeah, just a lot more responsibilities. Involved in a lot more things. Got to be ready to go at any time practice. Like last year, you could take a break maybe here and there.
Yeah.
This year, it's we don't got the guys we did last year, so we got to do what we got to do.
Is there anybody that you have taken under your wing necessarily, maybe some freshmen or sophomores? Have you had to do any extra coaching at all to anybody else?
A little bit, just people in my line.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. How tight is this group, the wide receiver group? I know
The wide receiver groups, we're pretty tight.
I know I interviewed Brayson and Cork like the first week.
Yeah.
And then it's you and Reston, I believe, to round out at least those starting 4.
Yeah.
I mean, how have you guys gelled over the years? Because you guys have played a lot of football together.
Yeah. We've gelled pretty good. I mean, it's always hanging out in the locker room after practice, after anything we do. Basically, we seem to be together all during football season.
Yeah. So we talked about it in the first segment. This team last year going into this year to now just hasn't experienced a whole lot of loss.
Yeah.
A whole lot of losses, period. You had to go back to the non-district schedule last year to go to Blanchard's last loss. I mean, start with you personally. How do you deal with things after a loss? And then maybe in a larger scope, how do you think the team handled the loss altogether?
Well, I mean, you obviously don't want to handle it too great because then that means you don't care. But
right.
I think we handled it all right. Just got to get back to what we do and how we could win a game, win against them instead of losing against them.
Yeah. This is Cole Watkins, junior wide receiver, outside linebacker for your Blanchard Lions. Got a couple more questions for you. I know that your mom is in the building, so we may have to mince words a little bit about how we answer this next question. This is just from what I've seen up in the broadcast booth. There are some games where you like to maybe get under the skin of your opponents and vice versa.
Yeah.
Tell me, what kind of goes through your mind during those moments? Is this something that is brought on by you? Is it never your fault? Is it always the other person's fault and it's never me? Like you could call it a mental edge, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe would be a good way to put it. But what's going through your mind? How does that stuff start out? And what's the best way of really getting around those situations?
I mean, just emotions flaring,
Yeah.
going out there to battle, and it happens.
Yeah? That's it?
I guess that's it. I mean, I'm probably one who starts it most of the time.
Okay. All right. Well, you need an enforcer. Every team needs an enforcer. I think you fit that bill perfectly. But did you get that from your mom or your dad? Is that a handed down trait?
I don't think it is.
No?
Probably both.
Both? Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's a good asset to have just as long as you don't take it over the limit. Okay, before we send you out of here, to fold you back in, say one good thing about Reston.
One good thing about Reston, he didn't play terrible Friday night.
Okay, all right. Well, that's who we're going to interview next, Reston Vickery. This is Cole Watkins, junior wide receiver, outside linebacker. We're going to fold him back in after we talk to Reston to talk some situational football. You think you're going to do well in that realm? I know you're one of the few ones that have been here to see some of the questions in tow, so we'll get Tim back on. But big shout out to 10 Hours Coffee and Bistro for hosting us each and every week. We are going to take a quick break, be right back with Reston Vickery. Right after this, you're watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family's school.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Big shout out to 10 Arrows for hosting us each and every week. Just talked to Cole Watkins, the first junior on the ballot. It's election season, I had to say that. The second, Reston Vickery. Reston, how are you doing, my friend? I asked Cole this before. I'll ask you on air. Did I interview you last year late in the season?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so that was Poto, the Poto game, and that was like I think that was the last broadcast that we actually did. So just close enough. So Reston, first time
Yeah.
I get to interview. You are a junior, correct?
Yes.
You are a wide receiver,
Yes.
and you are a safety?
Corner.
Corner. Okay, this is
yeah.
exactly why I asked him. Not on the paper correctly. Corner. Okay, lovely. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk some football, then maybe some team stuff, and then we're going to fold Cole back in, and we're going to answer some trivia. But first, let's get off to what was a loss last Friday versus Tuttle. Let's start with the wide receivers. How do you feel like that group did as a whole?
I say we did pretty good.
'Kay.
With as much as we ran the ball, we did the best we could.
Yeah.
So.
What exactly are you looking for in a good performance? Is it always have to come down to you actually catching the ball, or is there a lot of other things that a wide receiver does throughout the course of the game that you can grade on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, definitely catching the ball. I mean, that's pretty big.
'Kay.
And also blocking,
How do you blocking went okay? I think there were some plays where you could definitely say the wide receivers maybe carved out a couple of extra yards for
Yeah.
whoever had the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We made some pretty good plays after catching the ball. So.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about corner. Haven't really talked to a whole lot of corners yet. Maybe one or two since today. But how do you feel like the corner performance was? I think Coach Craig first thing was talking about, obviously some big matchups last Friday. They
Yeah.
had some guys, but he said the overall job he thought was pretty well. What did you think? What did you see last Friday?
I think we did pretty good. I think we did pretty good. Me and Jackson played pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys a pretty tight unit, the corners? I mean, you guys are pretty much on opposite sides of the field,
Yeah.
but I mean, who do you really gravitate towards on this team? Doesn't even have to be corners. Doesn't have to be your. I mean, who are you buddies with on this team? Who are you close with?
I would say Jackson probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because you play the same?
Yeah.
I mean, you can just relate to.
Yeah, we can relate a lot playing the corner. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Medill. Let's go to this Friday. Obviously, drastically different team. How exactly are you staying in your mind right? Even though it's not as good of a team as Tuttle, as Medill. I mean, how do you stay pumped up for a game like this?
We got to go in there getting a win.
Yeah.
After the loss.
Yeah.
Make sure we still got it. So.
It's always a good bounce back spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about what to expect from Medill's defense. What are we expecting exactly in terms of wide receiver challenge?
I think they're going to blitz a lot, so a lot of short passes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think the pass game is going to be abundant, I
Yeah.
guess is a good word to use.
Yeah.
Okay. What about defense? Let's talk about corner play. What are we expecting from the wide receivers? Is it going to be a good challenge? Are they going to be passing the ball a lot in the first place? What are we expecting from them?
So I say they're probably going to pass a lot of short stuff. There's some long plays in there.
The
Yeah.
same? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they do a lot of long game stuff at all? Are they built like that? Or
I don't think they'll have the time to go long game. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about, just the history of, last week, the Tuttle game just itself.
Yeah.
First loss in your high school career, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. How did this game feel compared to those last two? Any different just because it was a loss? Or
Yeah, it was
did you
pretty different.
Okay.
Haven't lost yet, so.
Is that the only way that made it different?
Yeah. It's kind of a weird feeling.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to ask Cole this question, so I'll ask you. This is more about the junior class as a whole. Tell us a little bit about your class. I mean, for those who don't know, those that may have just been new tune-ins this year, I mean, maybe shout out some of the guys that are getting some good playing time. Just kind of shout out your class on what you think are your class's biggest strengths on the football field. Maybe outside the football field, whatever you want to add.
We're a pretty decent squad, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your class's best characteristics?
We're pretty crazy.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that a overall good characteristic?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
What makes you guys crazy? Are you talking about like on the football field or just like in
on
general?
and off?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty crazy.
Okay. All right. What have you learned most from this senior class? I mean, obviously this is a senior class that has won a lot of football.
Yeah.
A lot of good players on the senior class. I mean, is there one big takeaway that you have or that you've learned even from this group, this senior class this year?
Just creating takeaways, really.
Yeah?
They're really good at that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like on the football field.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe just characteristically, what have you learned? Have they taught you anything? How to be a better person? How to be a better student?
Not
Or
really.
is it just all football?
It's
Just all football?
It's mainly football.
I love that. It's okay. Be honest. Reston Vickery, by the way, junior wide receiver and corner for your Blanchard Lions. I'm going to ask you this personally before we get called back in here. What's your greatest asset to this team? You specifically. A strength that you have.
I can go wherever they need me to, really.
So you're kind of like a 5-tool player if you're talking about like baseball.
Yeah, I'll just go wherever they need me to.
Okay, I like that. A serviceman, a handyman, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Reston Vickery, your junior wide receiver and corner for this Blanchard squad. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Bring Cole back in. We're going to do some situational football stuff right here at 10 Arrows on the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv. We will be right back.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro, rolling into, I think, what has become a favorite segment of not only the players but the people. This is where we get to test out some of the ball knowledge, if you will, of the football players that you see every Friday. Junior edition, first time junior edition for this year. So here's the rules. You got to get 7 out of 10 correct. Anything below 7 is I'm going to deem a failing grade. I asked them both before we got on if they knew a lot about situational football. Their answer I will not share, but maybe bet the under on this one. But we'll see. Let's see if they can. Be the best they can be here. Okay, gentlemen. First things first. We're going to give you a situation, and you're going to tell me the outcome of said situation. You're going to get 4 different answer choices. So even if you don't know it, you may be able to get it right just based off of multiple choice luck. And you can, what is it called? What's the word? You can look at the crowd and get help for answers if you want. So,
phone a friend.
Phone a friend, exactly. Without further ado, situation 1. The offense faces 4th and 15 at their own 45-yard line. The quarterback's pass is intercepted at the defense's 20-yard line and is returned to the 50-yard line. However, there was a defensive holding penalty on the interception return. What is the ruling?
That's a lot of numbers, dude.
I'll say it again. The offense faces 4th and 15 at their own 45. Okay? The quarterback's pass is intercepted at the defense's 20-yard line and is returned to the 50-yard line. However, there was a defensive holding penalty on the interception return. What is the ruling? A, defense retains possession and forced from the 20-yard line. B, offense keeps possession after holding penalty. C, defense retains possession, penalty enforced from the 50-yard line. Or D, offense retains possession, holding declines after interception.
I'm going to go with C.
C, defense retains possession, penalty enforced from the 50.
Yeah.
Is that a final?
It's A or C's, I think.
Are we working together?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the crowd, if you can want to trust them.
What was that?
A was defense retains possession enforced from the 20-yard line. C was offense retains possession, holding declines after the interception.
I think it's A.
Wait, which one's
We
A?
got a C and an A.
Which one's A?
So you're saying that the defense retains possession.
Defense got the ball. They got the interception.
They got the interception.
So it's on the return. Defensive holding. Wait, did you say?
What was that?
It's
We're getting no help from the coach.
You said defensive holding after the interception?
So A is defense retains possession and force from the 20-yard line. C is defense retains possession, penalty, and force from the 50-yard line.
But like,
So basically, it's the same thing, but where is the penalty enforced at? The 20 or the 50?
but no, I was asking the question like, is it after they intercept the ball or before they?
The
intercept?
defensive holding?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, but no.
It was on the interception return. So it
it's
was
like a-
interception,
Okay, so it was
and it was on the
intercepted.
return.
All right.
So it's like a spot. Yeah, spot a foul is enough.
That's what I thought it was.
A foul. Yeah.
So this says defense retains possession,
I was gonna say spot a foul
penalty,
to
and
start.
force from the 50, which is where they started at the 45. So, wow, okay.
Did I not whisper that to you, Bryson? I
We'll void.
whispered spot.
We'll
I was
void
thinking
this
that.
one. I need to
Yeah,
stop. I
I-
need to stop going to my father. He doesn't. I don't think he knows anymore. I think he's becoming old and geriatric in his age. Okay, we'll just void that one. We'll count it as a yes. You got that one. 1 for 1. Situation 2. On a 2-point conversion attempt, the quarterback's pass is tipped by a defensive lineman at the line of scrimmage and caught by an ineligible offensive lineman behind the line of scrimmage. Who advances into the end zone? So the guy that was ineligible advances it into the end zone after
Yeah.
catching it. What is the ruling? A, successful conversion. B, no points, offensive pass interference. C, conversion fails due to illegal touching. Or D, replay of the down from the previous spot.
Didn't that happen last year?
Hey, that happened. We threw the ball to Ross last year, and they counted it correct. I remember that.
Okay, even though it was tipped by a defensive lineman at the line of scrimmage, caught by Ross, who was an ineligible
I remember,
offensive
I remember last year
lineman behind.
Ross caught a pass last year.
What's the correct answer? I got C, conversion fails due to illegal touching. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was a defensive player that tipped it. So it's C.
It's
Oh,
legit.
it's
Yeah, I knew
All
it.
right. Okay. Well, this is good. This is why we have help from the audience, because not even the dumb show host can get these right. So we'll go 2 for 2 here. 3 situation with 10 seconds left in the half. The offense spikes the ball on second down to stop the clock. However, they lined up with an ineligible player covering an eligible receiver. The clock stops and the penalty is assessed. What happens next? A, the offense loses a down. It's now third down, clock stopped. B, offense repeats second down, clock restarts on the whistle. C, offense loses the down, but clock continues to run. D, offense repeats second down, clock stopped until snap.
I said, hey, it's third down. They spiked the ball. Is that a flag?
Who's that flag on?
How is that a flag?
So let's see here.
Because if he's covered up, then if he doesn't go downfield, they spike the ball. It don't matter, right?
So it just says a penalty is assessed.
If it was,
What was your first answer?
I'd say I thought
A.
it was an A. Like I didn't think there's any penalty.
Yeah.
I don't understand the penalty on that one.
Do you still lose the down, though? I think that's kind of the key point.
Yeah,
here.
you spike the ball, you lose it
yeah,
down.
right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
A is correct.
Yeah.
All right. Good job. That's 3 for 3 with 2 asterisks on the first 2 questions. Situation 4. A punter's kick is partially blocked by a defender and then deflected forward off a player from the kicking team beyond the line of scrimmage. The receiving team catches it and begins advancing. What is the ruling? A, ball is dead as soon as it's touched beyond the line. B, ball is live and the receiving team can advance it. C, receiving team can catch but cannot advance. D, kicking team gets possession due to illegal touch.
B.
B.
That is correct. Ball is live and the receiving team can advance it. Good job, boys. 4 for 4 going halfway home. Question 5. An offensive player catches a backward pass behind the line of scrimmage and fumbles. The ball rolls forward past the line of scrimmage where a defensive player recovers it. What is the ruling? A, defense's ball at the spot of the recovery.
Happened to me.
B, offense retains possession where fumble occurred. C, offense retains possession, illegal forward pass. D, defensive ball with a 5-yard penalty enforced on offense.
No penalty, just defensive ball. I forgot which one it was.
Defensive ball at the spot of recovery?
Yeah.
A, that is correct. Good. 5 for 5. Question 6. A defensive player runs out of bounds on their own sideline to avoid an offensive block, then re-enters the field and intercepts a pass. What is the ruling? A, interception stands, 15-yard penalty for re-entry. B, interception negated, penalty for illegal participation. C, interception stands with a warning for re-entry. D, interception negated and 10-yard penalty enforced.
Whatever the interception stands, I don't think it's illegal to run out of bounds if you're on defense, is it?
A defensive player runs out of bounds on their own sideline to avoid an offensive block.
Can't do it.
You can't run out of bounds?
So that doesn't mean he's blocked. That doesn't mean he's blocked. That just means he avoids it with no touching involved.
I think it's just you can't just run out of bounds to avoid someone. Because you can't do that as a receiver.
That's because you're on offense.
A,
like
interception stands. B, interception negated, penalty for illegal participation. C, interception stands with a warning for reentry. D, interception negated and 10-yard penalty enforced.
We ain't answered D in a minute, so it's got to be D.
Yeah.
So we know it's interception negated, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Sure.
And you're saying D, negated, penalty for illegal participation.
I never heard of illegal participation before.
Well, both answers, B and D, for interception negated has a penalty for illegal participation, but you're saying for B, there's a penalty, and D, the 10-yard penalty is enforced. So it's B or D. You said D. You staying with D?
We went D. We haven't gone D in a minute, so go D.
That is incorrect. It's B. Interception negated, penalty for illegal participation. Okay, that's okay. We're what? Question 7?
It has to be D on like the next one, right?
Yeah.
We're 5 of 6. We're 5 of 6. Question 7. The offense is facing first and goal from the 8-yard line. They are flagged for offensive pass interference in the end zone. What is the result? A, offense repeats first down from the 3. B, offense repeats first down from the 23. C, defense takes possession at the 20. D, offense repeats first down from the 18-yard line.
I feel like it's the 18-yard line, right?
Wait,
the offense is facing first and goal from the 8-yard line. They are flagged for offensive pass interference in the end zone.
So
what is the result?
What down is it?
First and goal from the 8. What is the result? A, offense repeats first down from the 3-yard line. B, offense repeats first down from the 23-yard line. C, defense takes possession of the 20-yard line.
15.
D, offense repeats first down from the 18-yard line.
It's got
23-15.
So basically, is this a 10-yard penalty or is it a 15-yard penalty?
15-yard penalty, right?
I feel like D's right.
Which one's D?
D is a 10-yard penalty.
You think it's 10 yards for a PI?
B is a 15-yard penalty.
Just went B, though.
It can't be B again. Right.
I love the semantics of this.
It's got to be D, right? You going D?
You got it.
Yeah, let's go D.
That is incorrect. It is a 15-yard penalty.
Is it B
It
again?
is B. Yes, correct.
It means it's got it.
We're losing steam a little bit. We're down 2 here. What is it? Is this? I didn't number these. We're on question 8, so we're 5 of 7 right now. Okay. Question 8. On a kickoff, the ball is muffed by the receiving team at their own 15-yard line and is bouncing toward the end zone. A player from the kicking team recovers it in the end zone. What is the ruling? A, touchdown for the kicking team. B, safety awarded to the kicking team. C, touchback receiving team's ball at the 20. D, kicking team's ball at the 15.
It's A.
I don't know. He just went like this. I don't know what that means.
On a kickoff, let's repeat it. On a kickoff, the
Kickoff.
ball is muffed by the receiving team at their own 15-yard line and is bouncing toward the end zone.
If it goes in the end zone,
A player from the kicking team recovers it in the end zone. What is the ruling? A, touchdown for the kicking team. B, safety awarded to the kicking team. C, touchback, receiving team's ball at the 20. D, kicking team's ball at the 15.
Touchback, C.
Who said touchback?
It's him, our coach.
That's a touchdown for the kicking team.
It was A.
No.
Yeah, well,
That's a touchdown.
If he
because the
touched it,
kicking
right?
team
He
touched it.
He touched it.
But I thought if it went in the end zone, it's automatic touchback in high school.
Is it?
In high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Nolan Void, you get the question correct. Awesome. Lovely. I'm really glad. I'm being held accountable here. I don't know how many people would have gotten passing grades on this if I was left to my own devices. Okay, 2 left. You can't get 2 wrong to pass. Okay, here we go.
Easy money.
Question 9. The defense commits pass interference in the end zone on a 2-point conversion attempt. How is this penalty assessed? A, defense penalized 10 yards, replay attempt from 10-yard line. B, offense repeats attempt from the 5-yard line. C, defense penalized half the distance, retried from the 1. D, automatic 2 points awarded to the offense.
C.
That is correct. Defense penalized half the distance, retry from the 1. All right, for all the marbles right here. Question 10, situation 10. Who knows if it's going to be correct by my judgment. After scoring a touchdown, a player removes his helmet in celebration while on the field. The penalty is assessed on the kickoff. However, the other team commits holding during the extra point. How are these penalties enforced? Okay, so we have a removal of the helmet on the touchdown play, and we have a defensive holding during the extra point on the next play. Both fouls, I'll give you the answers. A, holding penalty enforced first, unsportsmanlike enforced on kickoff. B, both penalties offset, replay the extra point. C, both penalties enforced on the kickoff. D, holding enforced on the extra point, unsportsmanlike on kickoff.
D.
Yeah, we haven't said. Has the answer been D yet?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it's D. So the unsportsmanlike on the kickoff and then the holding on the, yeah.
Holding enforced on extra point, unsportsmanlike on kickoff is D.
So it was holding on the defense?
One more time. Last question for all the marbles. After scoring a touchdown, a player removes his helmet in celebration while on the field. The penalty is assessed on the kickoff. However, the other team commits holding during the extra point. How are these penalties enforced? A, holding penalty enforced first, unsportsmanlike enforced on kickoff. B, both penalties offset, replay the extra point. C, both penalties enforced on the kickoff. D, holding enforced on the extra point, unsportsmanlike on the kickoff.
Yeah.
Holding extra point.
Yeah. D.
D?
Yeah.
Final?
D. Yeah.
Congratulations, boys. That is correct. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good enough?
Good enough.
All right. Round of applause. Round of applause. Good job, boys. Lovely. That is Reston Vickery. That is Cole Watkins. Any final words for the lovely people? This is the last time we're going to see your lovely faces this year. Any parting words for the viewers out there?
I don't really got anything to say, really.
Nothing?
You got anything?
No.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Big shout out to these two guys for coming up here, answering some questions, both from me and from ChatGPT. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back and preview what is to come this Friday versus Medill. You are watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success.
Welcome back. Rolling into the final segment here of the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show. Probably the last Coaches Show where we are probably going to be able to wear short sleeve attire. Fingers crossed, hopefully.
Well,
it's going to get chilly after tomorrow. I don't know about Blanchard.
Maybe
at least.
maybe it drops down a little bit. I'll wait till we see it. I haven't. We've done the roller coaster thing
We have.
for now. So we're setting record highs and record high lows, and
Yeah.
then we
Not
got
a fan.
80-mile-an-hour wind today. So
We've held up good here, though.
it's
been
been
a
good.
good, smooth
it's
ride.
kind of lightened up a little bit, so
Yeah.
it's not as bad up here. We're kind of tucked away a little bit where we don't get
In between
blasted
two
by the
big
wind.
walls.
But
Yeah.
we may. I'm kind of surprised. T-shirts and shorts in late October's not the usual attire.
Yeah, kind of gross if you ask me. It is the last segment, which means we're going to preview what is to come this Friday. Speaking of gross temperatures, also a gross trip that we're going to have to be making in terms of length. I'd say for as long as I've been doing it, we've been kind of blessed with just the district
We
and
really
how
have.
far we've had to go. I think Shawnee may have been the longest, maybe Tecumseh, depending on where you're coming from.
Or a Cushing,
But Medill, about 2 hours-ish drive.
A little more.
A little over.
Yeah.
This is a Medill team that's 1-7 on the season. Only win coming against Marietta. Losses against Kingston, Dixon, Tecumseh, Tuttle, Ardmore, Chickasha, Hara. Winless in district is Medill. Let's talk about practice. I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, again, after coming off of a loss last week. How has practice looked? Has it been a good first couple of days heading into Friday? I mean, what has kind of been the performance, or how have practices looked like this week?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. We were a little. We cut a few things out today, and kind of being a little bit more involved with team stuff. Kind of trying to bring some other guys into the fold a little bit, and just those are the things that we really needed to focus on. The fundamentals of playing our position and stuff. We feel pretty good about that. I think we're going to try to take advantage of trying to do some more team setting stuff this week.
Okay.
And get in and out and work at a little bit crisper pace and not be as long and drawn out. Get in there. Let's get our business taken care of, and let's get out.
That kind of folds into my next question. How do you keep the guys engaged from going from a really high emotion week, which was last week, into definitely something where you got to keep that happy medium that we always talk about?
Well, and that's when you go from one of the top teams in your district to one of the bottom teams in your district. I mean, it's kind of a hard transition.
Absolutely.
Like you said, for that. But it's the same thing that we've talked about all year long, and it's the same thing we continue to talk about, and the same thing we'll talk about till the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's always about us.
Yep.
So, even this week, it's really not about Medill. It's about us.
Right.
And let's go work on us.
Yeah.
And there's things that we can do to get better, and there's things that we can continue to improve on. We can fine tune a lot of stuff, and if we can do it in a little bit quicker fashion right now, and try to get some guys some time to heal.
Yep.
And not go in there and just beat up on each other. Take a little bit of time off. I think that's kind of what this week entails.
Yeah.
And then to take those things that we saw in the Tuttle game and go, regardless of who we play this week, those are things that we have to get better at. Those
Yeah.
are things that we have to improve on if we want to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
So the focus, I think when we do that, our focus stays on us, and practice is about us. It revolves a little bit around the other team, you know, what they do, but the ultimate end game is we get better at what we do.
Right.
And we showed things last week. There's things we can improve on.
Yeah.
And things we got to get better at if we're going to do it at a high level, and
Yeah.
we're going to do it in a championship setting. So
let's wrap
we'll
this.
work on that.
Let's wrap this all into one. Tell me a little bit about Medill. Tell me a little bit if there's any notable players, and then just what you're looking to key in on as far as keys going into Friday.
Yeah, don't present a lot of formation stuff.
Okay.
You know, they're pretty basic in their formations. They're pretty basic in their run game. They do a decent job of throwing the ball. They threw some quick game stuff on Chickasha and had some success with that. Been able to score some points in the last couple games.
Okay.
So I think maybe they kind of found something that maybe they can rely on a little bit. We just
What do they have to lose at this point?
well, yeah.
right?
I mean, that's the thing about it is, you know, you're not going to the playoffs. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, you're on your last two games. You know, they've got a lot of young kids out there. They've got some young guys out on the field, some freshmen and guys that are, you know, it's just it's hard to go win a lot of games with freshmen.
Yeah.
But if they can hang in there and weather the storm, you know, maybe good things are down the road. But we've got to go out there and take care of business. And they, you know, the quarterback's young, but he throws the ball well, and they run hard. He got a couple guys that play really, really hard and out in the receiver spot, and they try to put some pressure on you defensively. We just, you know, we got to go execute. We got to hit the open guys. We got to block the guys we're supposed to block. We got to read the guys we're supposed to read, and we've got to continue. We want to go out and try to be flawless, unlike last week. You know,
Yeah.
we want to try to fine tune some things and get better for it. This is kind of one of those down the road. You know, we want to be good, not for just Friday, but we want to be good for the remainder of the season. So
Yeah.
we got things to get better at.
Yeah. For those that are going to be not traveling with the team to Medill on Friday, there are a couple ways you can watch and listen to the game. Obviously, Blanchard Lions TV. If you're by a TV screen, a monitor of any sort, that's where you're going to watch through. You can also listen on the radio, on the dial, if you're in the OKC area, immediate metro area. That'll be 104.5. We're going a little bit further than where our signals can reach. So I would absolutely recommend, if you're not able to get in front of a TV screen, to download the KRXO app. You'll be able to stream, listen to that game anywhere you are in the world. With that being said, Coach, anything you want to add, maybe for the fans that are deciding to make the trip to the game? It's 7 p.m. kick, right? I mean, just
7 o'clock kick, senior night for them down there.
Okay.
So they'll start their stuff at 6:30, and you know, our day's coming, so
Yeah.
we'll enjoy their senior night and let them do their thing, and then we'll play at 7 and try to take care of business, and then get back on the road, get home, get ready for week 10. So
Yeah.
it's just it's a long trip. It's different for our guys because we don't do that very often.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how well we travel, because you know we
start fast and hard early.
Yeah, we envision travel coming. So
Yeah.
I just think that's one of those deals that we've got to, you know, we've got to see how we handle that. that road trip.
Guess that would be a good point to add on before we get out of here. As of right now, how the standings stay, if everyone wins out, that would be a first round game at home
Yes.
for Blanchard, and then a travel trip to Wagner, I believe. Is that
week
correct?
2. Yeah, week 2. Week 2. If everything stays the way it does, which
Yeah.
I don't expect much to change. But that'd be a week 2 trip. You win week 1, it'd be a week 2 trip to Wagner, and then a neutral trip in the semifinals.
Yeah. So it is a little bit of a mini game to prepare almost.
Yeah,
this
I mean,
week.
it really
just
is.
as far as off the field.
You know, and that's the thing about it is, like I said, it's about Friday, but it's not about Friday. It's about getting better and improving on the things that we need to improve on so that we can challenge and so that we can contend. I mean, we would love to be back at UCO, you know, in December playing the championship game. So if we don't fix the things that we need to fix, we won't be there.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset our guys have. It's the mindset we have as coaches. We've got to fix things as coaches. We've got to fix things as players. And we've got to get better in our whole game. So that's what Friday's about for us. It's about fixing those things. It's about getting better at those things and continuing to improve.
Was taking a look, obviously a jam-packed week last week in 4A, not so much this week as far as matchups go. The only one that I caught on Squirtle was Clinton Elgin. That could be interesting depending on how Clinton approaches that game. But as far as what's to come this Friday, that is Blanchard versus Medill. In Week 9, only 2 games left in the regular season schedule. You can watch that game on Blanchard Lions TV, stream on the KRXO app for all iOS and Android devices, or listen on the dial. 104.5 is your station for the Oklahoma City metro area. Anything else you'd like to add before we get out of here, Coach?
Just a big congrats and a shout-out and good luck to our cross-country team, both boys and girls.
Is that a regional or
state?
State. All
both
right.
Both regionals. Abby Lee was one regionals girls regional winner.
Lovely.
And so I'm not sure. I'd have to go back. I'm not sure we've had an individual win a regional.
Like first place.
First place.
Yeah.
In that, definitely in 5A.
Yeah.
Which we're in now. So we'll have 5A State Saturday.
And where is that at?
At Edmond Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
And I think we run at 9. I think it's 9:50 and 10:25. I think something like that. Girls at 9:50 and the boys are at 10:25. And at Edmond Santa Fe, maybe the rain will hold off and
they've ran in some weather before. So.
It's when you're running. Well, they've gotten a break. I mean, really, of course, I think they'd like it a little bit cooler, but
very much.
I mean,
so.
really, to be honest with you, if you're in the end of October, like we're still in shorts, and you're able to run a cross country meet that way without freezing to death, pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
So be there, be square on Friday, and be there, be square on Saturday to support the cross country teams. My name is Drake Vito. That's Coach Craig. Big shout out to Ashley Robertson for being the head of this Dog and Pony Show, and shout out to Gabe for always being there when he is needed. You have been watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on Blanchard Lions TV. We will see you next week. Bye.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising